In the news this week, taking action on animal welfare, a woman's fight to give battery chickens a better life.
Also in the program, stepping down. The car crash incident seals the fate for Troy Buswell's political career.
Plus, another missing American journalist murdered by ISIS.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Daniel Stanislav.
Good evening. Battery chickens are arguably one of the most industrialized methods to get eggs at the expense of animal welfare. But an inspiring woman from Severn Grove has decided to take charge and save battery chickens. Harper has our exclusive report.
Factory farmed chickens are kept in cages so small that they are virtually unable to move. Under these conditions, they're expected to eat, sleep and lay eggs.
There's no welfare for them. They don't have any veterinary care. If they're sick, they just get offed,
Chelsea Day, a young working mum, has founded Hope for Hens Rescue WA, a non-for-profit organisation providing rehabilitation and rehoming for battered hens.
I get a call sometimes and they'll say, you can take this hens, or that's sort of it for them. They'll get knocked on the head.
Caging chickens has dire consequences and their quality of health is severely affected.
Just really underweight. Usually they have open wounds. I've had quite a few of them come with dislocated wings, broken legs, old breaks in their bones, that sort of thing.
Around a quarter of each influx Chelsea receives need urgent veterinary care within 24 hours. Although she has connections in the veterinary industry, a lot of the healthcare is funded from Chelsea's own pocket.
Well, generally I get them wormed again. I give them a full health check, or a vet will give them a full health check, just make sure they're 100%. Just feeding them the correct feed, just giving them the fresh air, the sunshine and everything, it just brings them back up. They really thrive in the open, free-range environment.
Once nursed back to good health, the chickens are adopted into loving families and healthy environments. Next week, we will accompany Chelsea as she receives a new influx of battered hens. Harper, WAMN News.
For Fremantle, purple is the town's lucky colour as the Dockers battle their way into the AFL Grand Final. Footy fever fills the air and fans have their fingers crossed. Daniel Edwards has a story.
Fremantle has been purplified again as the Dockers go into week 1 of the finals. Banners and road stencils saying "Go Freo" are on display around the city.
It's going to be a big weekend, game against the Swans. It's going to be a tough one, but I reckon the Dockers are up to it.
As you can see, the whole town has gone purple and there is excitement in the air.
Isn't there there's a real great feeling around town where everyone's kind of really getting behind the team already. So it's really exciting, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger as the month goes on.
Fremantle was runner-up in last year's grand final and fans are counting on the Dockers to take out this year's title. The match viewing event will be held at Fremantle Oval. Daniel Edwards, WAMN News.
After a number of controversial incidents, disgraced former WA Treasurer Troy Buswell has chosen to farewell politics. He stated that public life is not compatible with the ongoing management of his bipolar depression. Kierath Taplin delivers a summary of his colourful career.
Almost 7 months after his car crash incident, Troy Buswell made up his mind and resigned from politics by handing the letter to Parliament Speaker Michael Sutherland. News commentator Howard Sattler believes Mr Buswell did not reach his full potential.
We've lost a good man, I think, or not necessarily a good man, but we lost a real talent, and I think he would have been premiership material had he addressed the problem.
Premier Colin Barnett does not expect former Liberal leader Matt Birney to be nominated as Mr Buswell's replacement. Instead, long-term Liberal staffer Libby Mattam has been tipped as the possible candidate. The opposition leader Mark McErlain said the instability highlights the chaos and the double standard within the Barnett government.
What I do think it shows is the lack of talent inside the government, that irrespective of what happened with Mr Buswell, he was always promoted and always supported. And I think that's the real concern and the real issue for the people of Western Australia.
Mr Buswell's political career has been filled with controversy. He admitted to pulling a staffer's bra strap and sniffed a female colleague's chair. His relationship with former Fremantle MP Adele Cars and the car crash in Fremantle sealed his fate. He later admitted to have been diagnosed with bipolar depression. Howard Sattler described Mr Buswell's career as
eccentric. He's both a genius, I think, in many ways, and certainly a cut above most politicians, but on the other hand, he was so flawed in his personal life. And I think it all comes back to the bipolar situation.
Kierath Taplin, WAMN News.
WA police have made a long-awaited arrest on a 50-year-old Adelaide man over a sexual assault incident that occurred more than 20 years ago. It's alleged the man restrained a woman who was 35 years old at the time and sexually assaulted her repeatedly in Gosnells. The materials gathered during the investigation were re-examined recently, leading to the arrest. The offender was extradited back to WA and faced court on Saturday.
ISIS has released another video showing the execution of kidnapped American journalist Stephen Sotloff. The masked terrorist standing beside Sotloff appears to be the same man who beheaded James Foley in another ISIS video. US President Barack Obama has labelled the murder as a horror act of violence.
They failed because, like people around the world, Americans are repulsed by their barbarism. We will not be intimidated. Their horrific acts only unite us as a country and stiffen our resolve to take the fight against these terrorists.
Police in Britain have released shocking footage of a bike crash, urging road users to slow down. The dramatic video was captured by motorcyclist David Holmes' helmet camera. He was killed when a car crossed his bike's path in June last year. The video features an interview with David's mother, Brenda.
This isn't an easy thing to do, but I just hope that somebody benefits from it, that motorists slow down. They look before they turn.
In Hong Kong, the Political Reform Forum was held after the Universal Suffrage Plan 2017 was approved. Under the plan, a candidate selection cabinet formed by 1,200 people would first handpick 2 to 3 chief executive candidates for the election. There were protests outside the venue as the opposition claimed that this method allows the Chinese government to prevent pan-democratic candidates from being selected.
And those are the top stories of the week. You can read the latest news on our website.
Science reporter Cahli Samata is still on leave. We wish her well.
We look forward to see you soon, Cahli, and good night from all of us here at WAMN News.